Oh damn, you're a genius. You're a what they call it, a psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're,
Dude, I remember like as a kid, I would like my cousins would like come over. We'd have family gatherings, and we'd go outside and play pretend or
oh
do
yeah.
whatever. And my cousin told me that I was his sidekick, and I thought he said psychic. And my religious nana hates psychics with a passion because they quote unquote don't believe in Jesus. So we were like, I don't know, we were like role playing as like superheroes or something. We were playing some sort of superhero game. And he said that I was his sidekick. And I was like, no, 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 I believe in Jesus. I believe in Jesus. Don't tell Nana. And I was freaking the fuck out about it.
That is, oh my god, that's hilarious, Tristan. Oh my god, wow, sidekick, sidekick. Yeah, I can see how those can be like really confusing. Oh my god, oh my
Yeah, it
god.
was a
I don't
crazy time.
know. Did you ever what they call it? Did you? So I know you went to college for a little bit, but do you remember doing something called discussion boards?
No, I don't.
Really? Wait, how
Mm.
long did you go to college? How many quarters?
I went there for a semester. It's funny because I'm going back to college. I think in the fall. I'm taking a
Oh.
career course for my work, but it'll be at Everett Community College instead of Skagit.
Oh, but you don't know what the discussion boards are?
I've heard the term, but I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
It's but so sometimes you get assignments. Usually at the very start of the quarter, your first assignment is to like introduce yourself in this discussion board, and you have to reply to two other people's like posts that they made or something like that. They
Oh, my
get points.
girlfriend had to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's a real common thing that you see in like every college course now, and it kind of gets memed on really hard. And I was just curious if you knew about them because I have a whiteboard in my room, and of course on it I write a bunch of my ideas that I want to do for YouTube videos, have guests or ideas for our podcasts, like YouTube short ideas, you name it, whatever, and even like job stuff that I can job searching and stuff like that. But I was thinking, I'm like, since I'm writing down like all these ideas and stuff, it's like and I'm like trying to like get ideas for this podcast or whatever. This could be like a discussion board. I should call my
Yeah.
whiteboard the discussion board. And then I realized, wait, isn't that what we used in college? I don't know. That was just something I thought of earlier today. Really,
Oh, nice.
I'm not really going anywhere with this, honestly. It's something I
I was
remembered.
about to say, where's the punchline?
Where's the punchline? No, it's like those there's certain podcasts where they're trying to explain something, but they like never get to the
Mhm.
point. It's
Yeah,
like they just keep like building
right.
upon it.
We got to do. Yeah, we got whenever we build our studio, we'll definitely have a big whiteboard.
We'll call it the discussion
Mm.
board.
Yeah, we'll call it a discussion board. That works for me.
hmm Wait, so oh shoot, I know, totally forgot about it. So did you make your bracket?
I sure did.
Oh my gosh,
That's one of the best times about March.
dude! Wait, how much time's left to keep making them? 16 hours left until brackets are locked. By the time this goes live, though, it's gonna be already too late. So I like. Okay,
Yeah.
how much basketball do you watch?
No, no, honestly, it's obviously we got Gonzaga up here, but yeah, I'm a UW fan, and their basketball team has not been good. I mean, they got Justin
hmm
Hopkins as their coach a couple of years ago, and they went to March Madness. I think it was like early 2019. I think they lost to Oregon, but
Yeah, something like that.
but like it's a thing about I like watching college basketball more than the NBA because I feel like they just try harder.
Yes, 100%. I
Like
love college basketball.
if I go to a bar or I go in like to a restaurant anywhere and I see college basketball on a TV, I'll sit there and watch it and I'll pay attention to it and root on for a
hmm
team. There isn't like I said, I like the Huskies, but I don't watch their basketball enough to like know anything about them. So overall, I would say I don't watch college basketball, but it's fun to watch. How about you?
Yeah, so I'm kind of the same way. I do not really pay that close attention to college basketball until it gets close to March Madness. Once once the seasons are kind of finishing up, and they start playing in tournaments and stuff like that, that's when I start to like kind of pay attention. Like, okay, these are a lot of teams that have really good potential of making it all the way. These teams are definitely not going to make it in the tournament, and so then I kind of lay out, okay, out of these good teams, which one do I think is going to be kind of the underdog, who's going to bring home the trophy and stuff like that. And so that's usually how I do it every single season. And so for some reason, I don't know why, this is like the first time no, this is the second time I've ever done a bracket for the March Madness tournament. And it's funny because the first time I did it, I think it was our senior year of high school. I can't remember. I think that's when I did it. And the team I predicted winning was UNC. I think it was University of North Carolina who won, but I had a different school named UNC win it.
Yeah.
I was technically right, but I was also technically wrong. I just had the right what's it called? The letters in the name, but I don't know. Basketball, but I agree, it's way better than the NBA in my opinion, because I just feel like the games are they're just such a high intensity and anxiety you get for watching a basketball game in college compared to an NBA game. Like, sure, yes, there's close games in NBA and all that, and part of the reason maybe I don't really like the NBA is because Seattle doesn't have a team anymore either. But still, college basketball, I feel like there's a lot of teamwork where you don't see that too much in the NBA, and I love seeing that teamwork that the players have in college. It's just on a whole nother level. It's so entertaining to watch, and there's always the unexpected that's going to happen. And of course, like, there's every single year you're always going to have game winners where like they make a 3-pointer or a half court shot the very last second and win it. Like, I mean, like like you cannot have a better experience in your life making that shot, like a last second game winner shot. Like, nothing has a better feeling than that in the entire world. And so it's just so thrilling to watch all these teams go through that. And yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot of it within this tournament too. So
You got your bracket?
so I guess like we don't have to like give our reasons for all these because there's a shit ton of teams that I cannot really talk much about. So I'm just gonna ask you, who do you have going? Let's say, what about
We'll do
Gonzaga?
it first. We'll do first round. So, in my first round, I have Gonzaga beating Georgia State, and then I got Boise State over Memphis, New Mexico State over UConn, and then I'm looking at all my upsets. I got New Mexico State as a 12 seed over 5 seed UConn. I have the Rutgers. I think it was like Rutgers / Notre Dame. I think it's whoever wins that game makes it into the bracket or whatever it is. But I had the Rutgers beating Alabama. Davidson over Michigan State. I'm looking at what my whole thing with the Final Four. I think since it's Coach K's last year for Duke, I think Duke's gonna win it all.
Yeah. Oh, you think they're going all the way?
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be the West. No, sorry, the East. God damn it. Yeah, it'll be the West Championship. Or so whenever they get into the Elite Eight, I think Duke's gonna beat Gonzaga.
Okay, you had them go up against Gonzaga. See, I had Duke losing in the Sweet 16.
Oh, really?
Against TTU. Who's that again?
Oh, TU.
Tennessee. Is it Tennessee Titans or
Tennessee? Yeah, Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
The University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I had. Let's see. I had Tennessee.
Did you have them lose because they went against Montana State?
Yeah, I had them. Making it all the way to. They're on the south side. I had Tennessee beating Longwood, Michigan, Villanova, and then making it to the Final Four. I had them making it all the way to the championship. Shit, I had Duke beating Tennessee in the championship.
Okay, no, that's not the team I was talking about. I was talking about TTU. Did you see on the West? They go up the first round. They're going up against Montana State. Yeah, I had them going up against Duke and beating them in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
But no, Tennessee, I actually have them. I have them going all the way up until the Sweet 16 as well, and they're going to lose against Villanova. I think
who's in your Final Four?
Final Four. So Final Four would be sort of the West. We have Gonzaga and TTU, which I'm like, what is TTU? Who is it?
Texas Tech. I've said that like 3 times.
Oh my god! Wait, I didn't. Maybe your voice has been cutting out. I just didn't hear it. Okay, Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I have Gonzaga beating Texas Tech in the Elite Eight. And then for the other Elite Eight, for the East side, I have uh, Baylor losing to UK. Oh, who's UK again?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. That's why is there a U in front of it? University of Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah.
I, I'm just trying to remember. God, I hate seeing all these acronyms. It confuses the hell out of me. But
Yeah, and I'm looking at the bracket too. Like it took me a second to realize what all was going on.
okay, so yeah, University of Kentucky is going to beat Baylor in the Elite Eight, and then for the South, yeah, for the South, I have Arizona beating Villanova,
Mm.
and
Is
then
this is in your, what do you have in your final four though?
this is it.
No, you
Oh,
said Elite Eight.
oh yeah, this is my Elite. I'm just letting you know who I'm winning, and then I kind of want to,
Oh,
and then I
okay.
have Kansas beating Auburn.
Oh, okay.
So final four is going to be Gonzaga, University of Kentucky, yeah, University of Kentucky, Arizona, and Kansas.
Okay.
Those are my final four.
And who do you have winning those?
Gonzaga and Arizona.
Okay. And who do you have winning that?
Arizona.
You have Arizona beating Gonzaga.
I think they're going to choke it again. I honestly do.
That's what Gonzaga always does.
And the final score is going to be 63 to 59.
Ooh. Yeah, what I had Duke beating Gonzaga in the Elite Eight, and then I had Duke going against North Carolina in the Final Four, and that's just going to be a big revenge game because North Carolina did just beat Duke at
Mm-hmm.
the towards the end of the regular season. It was a big upset. I have Duke beating North Carolina to get to the championship, and I have Tennessee beating USC. And I have Duke beating Tennessee 87 to 85, and I think it's going to go into overtime. That's why. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really close game.
Yeah, I think the last game's going to be close regardless. But Gonzaga, they did really good this year, and I think they
Hmm.
were number one overall. I can't remember if that ever went down. They dropped to number two at one point, then I think they reclaimed the number one spot, and I can't remember if they
Hmm.
stayed that way. But Gonzaga definitely has its potential again. They definitely can go make it all the way. I'm just concerned that they, like in their kind of like the West Side division, there's not as strong competition compared to the South
No.
or the Midwest. Like the South
Hmm.
and Midwest, I feel like has a lot more competition in those areas, especially the South. And so I think they're really going to have to step it up if they are going to actually want to win a championship game.
Yeah, because I
Because,
mean they went 26-3, and their three losses were to Duke,
mm-hmm,
Alabama, and St. Mary's, and they're all ranked teams. So I
mm-hmm.
mean, like it seems like whenever they go against like competition, they, I don't know. It's gonna be. I can't see them winning it all this year. They're always good, but it seems like whenever they get into March Madness, like they'll make it far and they choke at the very end.
Yeah, I guess now that I look at this, I don't really have I don't really have any like underdog teams making it to the final four. They're all like either number one or number two ranked in their
Yeah.
division. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't. I've seen some underdog team plays and I've seen them come back and win, and it's so awesome watching some of the underdog teams. But I don't know if they can beat some of the higher seed teams later in the bracket. So that's kind of why I chose those as my final four. But and having Arizona win it all the way, I mean, yeah, I think Arizona is definitely a better team than Gonzaga. We'll just see if Arizona can hold their ground and make it through the way and make their way there. So it'll be interesting.
Do,
I
do you
mean,
remember?
oh yeah,
Do
go
you
ahead.
remember basketball in seventh grade?
Vaguely, yeah, I do a
Hmm.
little bit.
Yeah. Mr. Newberry was our coach.
Yeah,
We had Pat,
yeah,
and then
that's
our
right.
our team was so small that we had to go to games in vans.
Oh my god, yeah. But there was a seventh grade and eighth grade games, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
We practiced together, but we didn't
Mm.
have like joint games.
No, yeah, our games were joined, which I kind of wish was the case. Honestly,
Hmm.
I wish we had a combined seventh and eighth grade team instead of
Yeah,
just.
we had just enough people for our team.
Yeah, it was barely. It really
Hmm.
sucks too because in basketball I get worn out so quickly running up and down that court. But with football, I never got substituted in high school. Like, or well, I did like when I was like not a starter, but when I was a starter, nobody subbed for me. And
Hmm.
and for football, I guess you do wish that you could like have that break, but to be honest with you, I'm not like running up and down the field like I am on a basketball court. I mean, because I can I can like take a breath each play and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
and that's probably why I didn't feel maybe as tired when I played either. I don't know. I was a lot more athletic in high school than I am now. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
but even I wasn't even that athletic either. But I was just able to
Yeah.
like stay in an entire football game rather than staying in an entire basketball game because basketball is so hard for me to keep my breath. Uh, but
That's the thing with football, at least like whenever you're like if you do any sort of exercise outside, you get to feel the wind. You get to feel like you get to like have fresh air. But in basketball or like if you're like an open gym or if you're just inside and you're running around, you don't get that.
mhm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that could be true. Yeah, because I'm outside. That's one thing I really like about football is having an outdoor. It's an outdoor
Mhm.
sport.
Yeah.
I don't know. And just being able to like kind of have that, just having the weather, I guess, in the mix of things. Right. In
Hmm.
basketball, there is no weather. It's always going to be the same for the most part. The environment, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder how YMG is gonna handle it in arena football. I wonder if he's gonna
Oh
miss the fresh
yeah.
air.
Maybe that'll be his excuse why he can't start is because he's not playing outside. He can't get all
Yeah.
his energy. Um,
You know, I don't know. I mean, he's such an athletic guy. You know, he gets to relive his glory days of high school. You know, he was like one of the greatest athletes in our town's history.
oh
And you know,
yeah.
I'm so happy for him being in an arena football league. And you know, once I give him like a year or two, you know, he's gonna be in the NFL. You heard it
Mm-hmm.
here first. You know, I can definitely see him. You know, we have a quarterback problem. You know, he says he's you know he's been a running back. He's been a beast of a running back. But you know, if we were signed Rashad Penny, we could just sign YMG and he could be our quarterback. You know, I think he would do just fine. You know, he's
I, I think he
such a
should.
beast.
I think he should apply to be a coach in the XFL.
Oh, good idea.
I think that would be a great fit for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Tristan. So I actually came across something, I guess earlier this week. Did you know Mike Tyson is coming out with his own edibles?
really.
Yeah. And do you know what his edibles are supposed to look like?
No, are they supposed to look like yours?
Yeah.
Fucking, are you serious?
I'm being dead serious.
That's awesome.
And it looks like
Yeah, 'cause I mean he's.
it looks like a chunk of
Go
the
ahead.
ear's gone too. Uh, that,
Oh man, that's awesome.
yeah.
I gotta find that's awesome. But yeah, because I know he's been on a bunch of podcasts. I mean, I think he has his own podcast now. I mean, he
Oh,
like
does he?
openly talks about weed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he had his own podcast. I know he was on like the Logan Paul podcast. I think.
Hmm. Yeah,
Wait, did you see that Mr. Beast was on the Joe Rogan podcast?
I did see that. I haven't listened to the whole episode, but I saw a clip or two of it.
Oh, okay. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm wanting to do that. I was actually really surprised to see him on his podcast. I thought
Hmm.
that was really cool.
Yeah, the
Uh,
clip I saw. Yeah, no, it's just. Yeah, I did not see that crossover coming.
yeah, did I tell you that Doctor Disrespect would never go on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Really?
Yeah, because Joe Rogan like talks about how video games are a waste of time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, he did talk about that in the past because his like excuse was like if you get into karate, you know, you could really or whatever it was, you could really get into it. You could open up your own like dojo, you could open up your own shop and teach people and make money off of it, acting like there aren't professional gamers out there and that people don't stream on Twitch and get money from that.
Yeah, make
Like,
YouTube videos. Spartacus
right?
200.
Yeah,
Yeah, seriously,
he gets you on the podcast.
Yeah, I won't deny it honestly.
Yeah.
No, like yeah, because I would listen to his podcast from back in 2010, and he even said that back then. And all I can think to myself is like, yeah, back then I can definitely see why you think that, but little does he know it would have made a big difference later on past 2010.
Mhm.
But even then he still says that. So and he doesn't. I don't think
Mhm.
realize it. I don't know because Mr. Beast is kind of a gamer too, but he doesn't really. Obviously, he's not known for playing video games. He's known for doing a bunch of other things. So, I don't know. I'll have to listen to their podcast and see what kind of discussions they have. I think that would be really interesting. What are you
Mhm.
playing? Are you playing something on your phone?
No.
Oh, really? I thought I heard something. Shit, that's weird. Oh, where? Okay.
What was it?
I don't know. I thought I heard like talking about it, but it looked like it was coming from like some sort of audio device.
Oh no. Well, the TV's on in the background is probably that.
Oh no way! I could actually hear that. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Oh wow. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I football. It's I don't know what to tell you. Like I really didn't get into it until I was really in high school because that's when I started playing football. My eighth grade year is actually when I started playing, and I really didn't know much about the sport until I started. And once I
Mhm.
started playing it, I learned so much about it, and then that's when I started getting into the NFL a lot more and starting to understand, the teams and their history. Even though I missed probably a bunch of it, but like,
Is basketball your favorite sport?
ew, that's a good question. I think it's my favorite sport to play.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. God, I love playing football too, but basketball, the thing about basketball, it's so convenient because you can play it anywhere because there's always a basketball hoop somewhere. Like people who have them in their driveway, there isn't they you see them, they're always in parks.
Yeah, it's
There's
a lot
gym
easier to practice by yourself.
Every single gym has a basketball hoop. Like, I mean, and I just think it's awesome that you can just like go ahead and just do it anywhere, and you can do a pickup game with any people, and I don't know. And the thing about it, I guess is kind of funny because like as someone who like wasn't really in the position in football to like score points, like a lineman never pretty much can never score a point, right? I mean, unless they pick a fumble or something like that. But for the most part, linemen don't really make points. And in basketball, everyone has an opportunity to make points. And I think that's why I liked it a little bit more because I felt like I was actually contributing to the team by scoring points. Whereas a lineman, even though, yes, I know I'm making blocks and all that kind of stuff to like, make gaps and like protect my quarterback from passing it or something, like I'm part of the play to like help my team win. It just doesn't feel as good, having the ball in your hand going across the end zone. And so but like basketball, you see that you can make a shot, you see that ball actually go in that hoop. And it's just a really good feeling that knowing you made that and it contributed to the team and it actually shows on the board, I guess. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just me.
right.
That's just
That makes
me.
sense. That
But
makes sense. But what's your most fun, like, what's your favorite sport to watch?
probably football.
Yeah, yeah.
Football's really fun.
Okay, football
I
for me
can't.
too.
Like, baseball's pretty. I've got into baseball a little bit more,
Hmm.
but I'm still not the biggest fan of it. It can be boring for the most part. Like I like watching it on TV, honestly, but like when I go to Mariners games, which can be fun, especially the last Mariners game I went to is definitely the best one I've ever gone to. And I'm glad I went, but uh, the thing is like I forget like how long the game takes,
Oh yeah,
and like the only excitement you get is when that pitch gets thrown. Really, for the most part, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah. For me, like it used to be, like I used to only like watching the last three innings, like the
mm,
seventh through the ninth. Like I loved watching those innings, and that was it. But it's grown on me over time. I like watching baseball a lot. And the Mariners for the last couple seasons, I've been saying 2022 is their year to make the playoffs finally. 'Cause, I mean, they haven't made the
mm,
playoffs since we were in 2001. I was three.
yeah,
But so but yeah, I've been saying 2022 is their year for a couple of years, and then of course this season's got postponed, but now they're gonna come back, and that'll be
yeah.
exciting. What game did you go to? The last one you went
So
to?
I actually went to two Mariners games last season. One was with my parents, and they won with a walk on, and that was like a firework night as well. I think it was like '80s firework night or something. I don't remember, but uh, and then the second time I went with was with my friend and her family, and that was actually their second to last game. And that like game where when they won it, it basically guaranteed them a spot to still have their chances to go to the playoffs. It just happened
Hmm.
that the next day, they would not only have to win, but they also had to have these other teams lose. But since those other
Yeah,
teams didn't
they
lose,
finished.
they
Yeah, they
couldn't make it
finished
to
one game
playoffs.
behind.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, that game I went to, who was they? I can't remember who it was against. Like, it really pisses me off. But it was their second to last home game or last game in general, and that place was so packed. I've never seen so much energy in a Mariners stadium because it's always been kind of glum throughout most of the years that I've
Yeah.
gone. But everyone was just like, oh my god, it was crazy. I also got sick the next day, which really sucked. I don't think I got COVID. I never actually tested it for it, but yeah, I remember getting sick right after that. But yeah, that was definitely the best Mariners game I've ever went to. It was so exciting, and so it kind of made me get a little bit more excited to watch baseball again. But
Yeah.
for the most part, football is definitely my sport to watch. Obviously, for
Hmm.
you, football is like number one, playing and watching, right? I assume.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one I've always cared about football more than any other sports.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, basketball. Basketball. I really like basketball. I wish I got better at it. I wish I had more motivation to get better. But to be fair, I didn't really have anybody to like push me to get better. If I'm being honest with you,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I know my parents as a kid they tried motivating me, but they
Was
just
the game that you went to against the Angels?
was it against the Angels? Their second to last game. Or did you look it up?
Yeah, I'm looking at so the Mariners they won on. Do you remember the day? It was September 29th. They beat the A's. Yeah, because I remember they swept the A's,
Yeah, I think it
and
was
that was a
them.
big deal.
I think it might have been that one game.
And then October, first week of October, yeah, they lost. They lost to the Angels, and they beat the Angels 6-4, and then they lost to the Angels 7-3.
Hmm.
It was probably against the Angels.
Yeah, I think it was against the Angels. Yeah, because didn't don't they have? Yep, it was. Yep, yeah, that was a great game. Oh my gosh, so freaking good. But yeah, I don't know. Football, I love playing football too, but honestly, I really wish I would have tried being more of a tight end than a lineman. But to be fair, we don't really have big guys on our team. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
literally a big guy. I'm kind of tall, but I'm not like a big dude.
Hmm.
And I have to be a lineman because no one else is bigger than me apparently, which really
Hmm.
sucked. I wish I would have been a tight end. I think that I would have liked that position a little bit more, but I didn't really
Yeah.
try to move into a different position because nobody else could take my spot, which really
Hmm.
sucked. So,
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah. It's yeah.
is there a
Football.
position that you wished you would have done, like besides what you normally were in high school? Hello.
I don't know.
Oh.
No, sorry. I'm thinking. I mean, there was a time period where I was backup quarterback, and whenever I did take snaps at quarterback, I enjoyed it. Uh, but other than that, not really. I mean, I wanted to be a receiver since I was a little kid, and that was fun to finally get to do that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, not really. I mean, it was just fun having the ball, and I just liked running around. And yeah, that's the only one I can really think of. I mean, looking back, the only thing like I wish I did more, I wish I played basketball more. I mean, I
Yeah,
tore my
same.
ACL when I was 14, and after that, I didn't play basketball after that.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's really about it. I mean, it's hard for me to follow the NBA ever since Sonics left. I mean, they left in what, 2008.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just never been the same for me after that. I mean, if we still had a team, I'd watch the NBA religiously, but
Yeah, me
that's not
too.
the case, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But,
Like, I wish I
yeah.
could get into soccer though, because Seattle has a soccer team, but I don't. I remember watching the game where they won the championship though. I
Hmm.
say the championship because I don't remember what championship it is because I know there's multiple. I
Yeah.
think there's like different
The
ones.
MLS Cup.
Is the MLS? Yeah, I think it is.
MLS Cup. Yeah.
I've never played soccer. I never really got into it. I still don't fully understand it either, so that's kind of why I don't watch it. Same with hockey. It's kind of the
Hmm.
same deal. Like I know Seattle has a hockey team now, ooh,
Yeah.
but which is cool, I guess. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but like I don't watch hockey, so it's like
Mhm.
okay, whatever. It's like whenever if we get a basketball team, I think I'll be a little interested in it. So
Oh yeah. And I think NBA they are eligible for an expansion team in 2025, I believe. And I think the two most popular cities that are requested are Seattle and Vegas. Last time I
mm,
checked.
they better give it to Seattle.
Oh yeah,
Good
I feel like there's
gosh.
no way they won't if they do make an expansion team. I
It's-
have a Gary Payton jersey. I actually bought it on my 14th birthday.
oh
I
really?
was in Seattle and I bought it. Yeah, 'cause I mean Gary Payton, Sean Kemp. I wish I got to see them back in the late '90s when they were in their prime. They went to the finals in '96, but they lost to they lost to the Bulls because they had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, all those guys.
Yeah, I was actually at a Mariner game during the Sonics 20th anniversary of winning that championship or whatever.
That was
or
in 1999, so it probably wasn't a 20th anniversary.
no.
Mm.
It would have been 10th anniversary because it was in 2019. I went with my friends, and they had some of the players there out on the field and like showed them off before the baseball game started. And
That
I didn't even realize they were even going to be there at that game either. We just like my friends and
that's
I just went to it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to have been the 40th anniversary. Yeah, because I mean they won their championship all the way back in 1979, and for the longest time they were the only Seattle team with a
Oh
championship
yeah,
until Seattle won Super
that's
Bowl.
probably what it was. It was probably
Hmm.
79. Yeah, okay, that makes way more
Hmm.
sense because they were old.
Hmm. Yeah,
But yeah. Oh well. Hi gosh, hopefully one day we'll have a baseball team. I'll understand
or
basketball more.
basketball.
I'll get into it more. I promise you, God. But that's all I got really have to say in this video. You know, just kind of go
Hmm.
over our shitty brackets
Yeah,
of the NCAA men's basketball March Madness tournament, and then of course
but
we had
dude,
a oh what?
what are you gonna do if you got all your predictions right for your whole bracket?
Well, don't if you
Never
have
happened before.
no like isn't there a thing where like if you get every single prediction right that you get to like go to the final game or something like that or
Oh, it's yeah, it's got to be more than that.
oh man
Too.
but that's what
It's like impossible.
so what we did creating it is this like submitted in their system for them to see it like is like how does it work exactly like how do you like show it
I don't
off
know.
to
I mean,
people.
like, I don't know. I mean, you have your own account, and then you save your own bracket, and then you can also print it. Like that's what I did with mine. I didn't print it, but I screenshotted what it would look like if I did print it. So I mean, like, I have the proof.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, if I predicted every single game right, I well, first of all, I better get a lot of money. I need something monetary value.
Yeah.
But
Hmm. You
I
use
what?
it.
What'd you say?
You use it to build the studio.
No, yeah, I will use the money to build the studio. I don't know. I would totally brag about it. I would tell every single person, and they're gonna have to hear it for the rest of their fucking lives. Like when that
Yeah.
memory pops up on Facebook, I'll be like, "Oh, yep, I still predicted this." You know, just to remind you all.
Yeah, and all the money that you win from that, you should do double or nothing on next year's bracket.
Oh,
And then you get one prediction wrong and you lose all the money.
it looks like I'm gonna need that time machine from
Hmm.
Back to the Future. I'll be like,
Yeah.
what's the guy's name who like who bet his way to getting rich in those movies? Oh shit.
I only saw the first Back to the Future movie, but I
Oh
saw it when I was a
dang.
kid.
It was in the second one it happened, but god dang
Uh,
I can't remember. Anyway,
I never saw the second one. All I remember was like they go into the future to 2015 and there's flying cars.
yeah, and there's like hover skateboards or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny how that turned out. But
yeah.
okay, so I have nothing else to say in this video. Like, do you got anything?
Before we pass an hour.
Do we? Oh yeah, we are. We're
Okay.
like an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh, sweet.
But yep, I got this. That's everything I got on my mind right now.
Mhm.
I got nothing else. But yeah,
We
brackets.
miss you, Russ.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner. I will make a shrine for you guys,
Hmm.
and we'll sacred it forever in my household because
Seattle needs to retire number 54. Like, if they don't retire number 3, I can understand it. I still think they should because Russell Wilson's by far the best quarterback we've ever had.
exactly.
But yeah, number 54. I think Bobby Wagner left a much better legacy in Seattle because I mean, like
Hmm.
Russell Wilson for the last couple seasons, it's been up in the air whether or not he wanted to go. And then before the 2018 season, it was a big thing that he was going to go to New York. Now, obviously, you didn't confirm those, but it seems like our relationship with Russ and Seattle's relationship has been rocky for the past couple seasons. But with
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner, it seemed like it was never even going to be uh, in the conversation that he wasn't going to be on the team anymore ever. And like it came up this year that we might cut him, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen. And then we did. We saved 16 million cap space, which is cool. But I mean that doesn't replace Bobby. He's the best linebacker in the league. I'm going to miss him
Hmm.
a ton, but we can rebuild around Jordan Brooks. He was second in the league in tackles this season.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Tristan, we gotta end this thing. My internet's gonna hate me for trying to upload something this long. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned next week where we will discuss more about whatever the fuck is on our minds, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll
And
get a
we'll
guest. We'll see if we can get a guest as well.
mhm.
Oh yeah, holy shit, I forgot. This podcast is now available on Apple Podcasts for you guys who don't know. Yeah, so if you like Apple Podcasts more than Spotify for whatever reason, yes, you can now listen to it on there. I think the next step for me on this podcast is to get it on Google Podcasts, which I don't think will be too hard either. So it will be available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, hopefully eventually. So there you go. If you got multiple ways to listen to us, there's no reason why you shouldn't be listening, and we'll catch you next week.
That's a wrap. See ya.
Yes, sir.
That's a wrap, cut your crap, never see you dropping tracks. That's a wrap, cut your crap, never see you dropping tracks. Cut your crap, comment what you want and don't mean nothing. When I call you out, you say it's something. Always try to mock me, always trying to fuck me. Why don't you just block me? Chill it with my queen, I think I'm living, yeah, out your dream. Or now you wanna talk? Oh god, oh wait, I'm off the scene. That's a wrap, cut your crap, never see you dropping tracks. That's a wrap, cut your crap, never see you dropping tracks.